recognize it. So I would want some inputs as to what are the, any relationship can sustain if it's a win-win relationship. We always feel when we approach the corporates more like a charity or a favor that the corporate is doing by visiting us or by spending time with us, or maybe we're too busy. We appreciate that. So what are some of the things which a successful model can be built up? What are corporate looking at in the academy? How can we contribute, right? Rather than just seeking favor to contribute into a curriculum or spend time with the students. Generally, even for a tour, for an industry trip, there's a separate section. Say you talk about the company, they would take around the students, and you hardly get to meet with some of the key people whom you really would like to interact. Still, to forum, we have some people from the corporate here, with the expert panel, who throw some light as to what are some of the win-win ways, between the academy and industry that would be helpful for the higher education. Thank you.
Thank you. Today the situation persists because the academia and industry are both in their ivory towers. Academia is doing its own thing, doing a damn good job of it, producing BAs, MAs, PhDs, MBAs, and everything they're doing there. And industry is also able to show the economic growth and things like that. There is no real collaboration. This thing will happen only when we build trust with each other. What happens in, let's say, take the example of US, and let's take the example of Germany, and take the example of France and Italy. Half the faculty comes from the industry. They are the ones who come and teach part-time. They may not be very good teachers because they are the ones, they're good managers, but at the same time, they're the ones who understand the needs of the industry. Now that is the kind of collaboration, that is the kind of mutual trust, that's the kind of interaction which needs to be built up. That's one way of doing that. Number two, of course, is that once that happens, then the industry managers would be more interested in making, once it becomes sure that this institute is going to produce good employable material for them, then actually they would be interested. Today they don't have the trust, today they don't have the confidence. So I think it's a slow process. It will happen. It is happening to some extent. It's happening in our IIMs. It's happening in some of our other good business schools. It's happening in IITs. It's percolating down. I think it would happen in the other business schools and technical schools
also. My voice is still there. Krishan quoted the chairman of Sony saying give the customer what he wants. And I think he was talking about higher education, giving the employer what he wants. And I think in our experience, that's very, very problematic. We do work with employers in the engagement of them with the curriculum. But some of the messages we get back from employers is very, very diverse. So some employers will say, we want students who've got these sorts of skills and this knowledge. And some employers will say, just the opposite, we want totally different range of skills, even in the same domain. And an example from the literature is quite interesting in that you think a hairdresser would have a particular set of skills, i.e. know how to cut hair. The situation on the high street is changing so much so that some hairdressers will just want people to cut hair. Some hairdressers will want people to be more like sort of doctors in terms of greeting someone to come in, looking at the whole person, if you like, saying, there's a little condition to your hair, what's your diet like, the whole range of all the kind of softer skills. So when you ask employers, okay, we're teaching hairdressing, what is it you want from the program? You're going to come up with very, very different sorts of answers. So I think it's a very, very deeply complex question you ask.